Hello everyone and welcome to part 2 of my cottage core speed build. Yeah, so just starting off doing some outdoor lighting, just making it look lit up. I really think outdoor lighting in The Sims 4 isn't the greatest. It's just a personal preference. I don't think it was great in The Sims 3 either before I get but in The Sims 3 it looked like that. Yeah, it wasn't great either, but you know. But yeah, anyways, so we're back. Yeah. Again, sorry for not doing the alien isolation thing, but yeah, I already spoke about that in the previous video. So this part is longer than the last part. I probably should have cut it sometime after a certain part, just, I don't know. But yeah, so now we're moving on to the interior with this build. I did bring some of the brick into the build just to give it some that rustic feel. I did a change of color in the fencing and the stairs. You can see the bathroom right there. It's gonna definitely get detailed. Just a little changing of the light to give it a more orange glow, and again, evoke that rusticness. There was a line there, and I don't know what caused it at first, but the foundation is what caused it to be so different there, which I think is stupid to literally have that very obvious line there due to differing foundations. I think it's really dumb. Just adding some more things in the bathroom, like I added a few plants, made it seem homey. I wanted something to cover up with that, topping what is it called? Well, whatever it's called. So I'm just moving that there because I want to place some things on it, like a candle, and I think like something to drink and a book. Just so that if you get into the tub, you can sit there and relax, Yeah, so I went with this candle, rather. And then I think I added, something. I added, a different candle on top of that. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I took one of the Eco Lifestyle candles. Did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, and then I just added that on top of that. Just so that you wouldn't have to light the Eco Lifestyle candle and have that melt and then, not have this little scene anymore. But yeah. So then just a little book. Just a little place to rest and things like that. I also deleted the light just so that it has that more cozy lighting, essentially. And I added a little... Did I add a curtain? No, I don't think I did. Yeah, those curtains there, they recently got an update. That sort of curtain that was pulled left. I don't know if you guys saw that. But I'm glad that they got a color update, because they're really nice curtains, but they were so unusable, those base game curtains, because they never really had that good color, so you could only really use them in certain spaces, like a kid's room or something like that, and I was just like, this is basically not really that usable. So, yeah, at first I wanted to be like, okay, let's add a stove and then a separate oven. But then I was like, no, let's rather do this. Let's just add a stove. And then I added a little hood. Stove hood. Yeah. Okay, so why didn't I cut this? It's literally just me spinning around. Okay, never mind. But yeah, just adding a little chimney because I'm adding a fireplace. I generally do think that The Sims 4 lacks a lot of good fireplaces. It has some nice fireplaces, but there aren't that little rustic fireplaces. I think the one from Eco Lifestyle, but just a lot less modern, very old school almost. It's almost like a stove as well. That would be a cool fireplace to have in a pack later on down the line, because it's rustic. It'll fit in a lot of rustic builds. So, but I end up using the Eco Lifestyle one because it's the one that's closest to that style. Yeah, I'm just getting some glitter here, but anyways. back to the fireplace rent. So yeah, I would really like a lot more rustic fireplaces. I would like the big, grand, sort of medieval fireplace, almost even. That would be a great thing to add, because I don't think everybody would get use out of it. Like, one thing that I would really like is either a medieval build by kit, but maybe not. Maybe like a stuff pack, medieval stuff, or a medieval game pack. Definitely not expansion, because I don't think we need that many items. Unless they go really deep in it, and it's sort of like almost like The Sims 3 medieval, but just set in The Sims 4. But let's be honest, they wouldn't be able to do that. So here I'm just placing a lot of clutter in the kitchen, cluttering it up. It's still usable, not at this point because of the grass under the foundation. So it's not usable like that, but in itself, when I moved that away, it was still usable. So I'm just adding things, making something be like, oh, this is herbs, this is it, this is that, Yeah, I wanted to have that tea set there, but I ended up moving it. So there's that fireplace. It almost has that rustic feel to it, but it's just a bit too modern for my liking. And I really wanted to use this new paranormal stuff couch, because I think I just got paranormal stuff at this point. So I was like, let's use it. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. And then I just add this small TV here. This is sort of like something, or no, wait. Yeah, okay, yeah, I think I'd go with that one. Oh, no, I switched back to the, no? Oh, I just scaled the TV down a bit, and then I leave it there. But yeah. And then I add the little flower. The flowers fit perfect, and they're from a different pack. They're from the Vintage Glamour, but they fit so perfect in that little fireplace Nook thing that it's really worth it. I also added like a seance table from Paranormal Stuff. It's still usable as a dining table, which I found out, which is really, really cool. So it means like you could use it for either thing. And I think I set the house to a haunted house residential a lot later on. Not yet though, as you can see. But I do try and do that later. So here I'm just adding a little reading nook. I don't know if the bookshelf behind here is functional. If it's not the biggest train wreck, just because I'm not trying to make a usable bookshelf area behind it. I just wanted a place for bookshelves to be, just adding some more clutter items there, and then I think I just add a rug here to cozy it up a bit. I think I changed that rug, but I'm not sure. And then I just add some more clutter there. But yeah, I'm really a big fan of this build, just because of how cluttered it is on the interior. The exterior might not be my favorite, but the interior is really nice. Yeah, I think for some reason I couldn't move it there because of how high the foundation was above the ground. So it constantly like shut down. It just didn't want to place there. It really annoyed me. So yeah, just adding some curtains. And I think the lighting changed for some reason here. I can't remember why the lighting changed, but it looks like outdoor lighting. Yeah, the lighting changed. I do think I do change it back, but I'm not sure. But the reason why it looks like outdoor lighting is because I'm using a lighting overhaul mod, 2 of them. One that essentially makes darkness look a little bit better, and then one that actually makes lighting look a bit better. But I do think when it was updated at this point, I didn't like it anymore as much as it was updated, because it kind of lost some of that nice look to it. It got too bright for my personal taste, but maybe other people like it. So yeah, here I'm just cluttering up this little area, adding that desk. Like, I wanted to use a lot of the paranormal stuff items, just because of how cool they looked. And here I'm just adding this because I really like that little thing on top, and I wanted to add stuff inside of it. And then here is just a little shelving area for various things, which will get cluttered up later, adding another cauldron, which will probably be filled with something. I think the drink from Paranormal, just to give it a magical look, and like as if it's in use, even if it's not. just sorting out all of the clutter that I want to use, adding some stuff outside that I want to use later. Yeah, so just more and more clutter. So yeah, so what are your guys' plans for Halloween? Mine is probably just staying inside and watching a few scary movies and taking a break. I think, because honestly, I think it's just helpful to take a break every now and then, but you can't always, which sucks. I don't know what I'm doing now. I'm adding stuff to the outside. Oh wait, I think I added those haunted plants, but I don't think I changed the lot to a haunted house residential just yet. I don't even know if I do, though. That's the thing. Just adding some more clutter around, adding the lights from paranormal stuff. I mean, it's all, yeah, so there you saw me clutter. I don't know why I cut out a lot of the cluttering process, but not me finding all of the clutter. That's really weird, but yeah. So there's all of that. Like just cluttering up this area. I don't know, I don't cut it out. So you get to see every piece of me cluttering this. Fun. I mean, I don't think it takes that long, because this next part is just me cluttering up this, and then doing the bedroom upstairs. So yeah. But anyways, I really can't wait for Halloween Kills. That comes out in like a few days. Can't wait. Gonna watch it. Definitely not in cinemas though, because I'm not paying that much money for a movie. Not anymore. I definitely think cinemas are kind of obsolete at this point. I'm sorry if you're a person that loved the cinema. I personally never really loved it, so I can honestly go without it forever. Like I would rather watch streaming movies. It's much easier, it's much comfortable, much safer. Like, I've never had the greatest experience at cinemas, so it's not a big loss for me, as it is for some people. But yeah, so I never really cared for cinemas. Still on to cluttering, because why not? Wow, this is a lot of cluttering. I forgot how much I cluttered that space. Oh yeah, no, I think I put something there accidentally, and I couldn't find it anymore. I had to use the toggle select thing. I really want to do some small sort of glitter pieces, essentially filled with the canning things, the canning jars from Cottage Living, and make it look like magical reagents. There we go. There's a word. Just to use and stuff like that. Also, pro tip, if you ever want magical books to just stay around and you don't want your sim to put them away, because what happens is, you buy a magical book from Bitybug and you put it somewhere, your sim will automatically go after it and put it away in a bookshelf. And if there is no bookshelf, it'll glitch them out completely. Like, it's a weird bug that's been in the game ever since Realm of Magic. It's annoying. But just pro tip, just have it hovering above the ground. So don't actually have it snap to its surface. So you could essentially just use move objects on, quickly have it, put it on a table, and then grab it off of the table and then alt move it so that it looks like it's on the table, but it's not actually. So that can essentially help you keep that book there without your sim moving it and basically ruining your build. Because I found that out the hard way years ago not years ago, like a year ago, when I did that magical school, I think the first one and the second one, books, if they're snapped to a surface, or if they're any place where the sim can like reach them and take them, like snap to a surface or on the ground, they will take them and put them away automatically. And because on that lot there are NPC sims, you essentially have no control over them. So yeah, here I'm also just using a little trick. I used those hanging clothes wardrobe things from Dream Home Decorator, scaled them far down. and then move them into that thing, the cupboard there, so that it looks like that's a closet. I don't know if it's functional, but considering there's a mirror in the house and there's another dresser right next to it, it's not needed essentially. So it makes a great look to it, because it's like, oh, you have this really old looking wardrobe, but it's ultimately not necessary essentially. Yeah, here I am just placing a little light, and I think that smart radio, and then a wand thing. Yeah, a guitar, just cluttering up and making this place look lived in, and as if this person has a lot of interests. So yeah. Also, Journey to Pt.2, if you definitely build a lot, and you build a lot of type of things that are like medieval, or magical, or futuristic, dystopian, that is a good pack to get. I don't recommend it for the gameplay. Do not get it for the gameplay. But the build buy is pretty good, but only if you're ever going to use it. If you're not, do not get it. Do not get it. But yeah, anyways, that's probably it for me for the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this two-parter. Like, I probably will do more two-parters in the future, considering I have 2 other builds that are two-parters. Unfortunately, they're not, well, one of them is very big, and was for a build challenge a few months ago, and the other one isn't that big, but it was quite a lengthy speed build, because I used a lot of tool, and it's a really nice sort of futuristic build that's inspired by Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. Yes, I needed to add that in there. But yeah, so this is a build. Here's some interior shots. I still really like the whole cluttered up vibes that this place gives me. It's very, very cluttered. Especially that corner. It's like very overly cluttered, very maximalist. Yeah, so that's the build. Hope you guys enjoy. Remember to do all those things that YouTube wants you to do, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye. I think I'm overdosing.